So Jake Paul just got his jaw broken in 2 places by Anthony Joshua, required titanium plates and surgery to fix his face, and his first move after getting destroyed, call out Francis Ngannou and claim he's soft with no chin. Let that sink in. The man who survived 6 rounds by clinching, falling, and throwing maybe 32 punches total now thinks he can fight one of the hardest-hitting heavyweights in combat sports history. The audacity is unreal. On the Impulsive podcast with his brother Logan, Jake sat there with a marble mouth, literally still recovering from surgery, and dropped this gem. I told everyone that I would do better than Francis, and that Francis kinda got no chin. Francis is low-key soft. I'll fight Francis. That's a good idea, actually. I think maybe now he'll take it. His logic? He lasted 6 rounds against Anthony Joshua before getting knocked out, while Francis Ngannou only lasted 2 rounds before getting brutally stopped by AJ in March 2024. So in Jake's mind, surviving longer by clinching and falling equals being a better fighter than a former UFC heavyweight champion who actually tried to win the fight instead of just survive. The delusion is next level. I rarely ask for this, but if you're enjoying the honest breakdowns, a quick subscribe would mean a lot. Let's get into it. Here's what actually happened behind the scenes. When Gervonta Davis got pulled from their scheduled December 19th fight due to legal issues, Jake's team reached out to Francis Ngannou as a potential replacement. Ngannou refused. He called the offer insulting and said fighting Jake Paul made no sense. MVP co-founder Nikisa Badarian said Ngannou's refusal was very confusing. They reportedly offered him a massive payday, potentially up to $80 million. But Ngannou stood his ground. He said moving from potentially fighting a lightweight boxing champion to fighting a YouTuber was disrespectful to his legacy. So Jake took Anthony Joshua instead and got absolutely humiliated. Broken jaw in 2 places, titanium plates, missing teeth, hospitalized after the fight. Combat sports fans are done with Jake's excuses and callouts. Here's what people are saying. Promoter Eddie Hearn admitted there are a lot of heavyweights that would have been out cold from that right hand, and specifically mentioned one of them was Francis Ngannou in a pretty similar shot. Translation: Jake survived because he's lucky, not because he's better than Francis. Social media is destroying him. One fan posted, "Jake Paul thinks lasting longer equals winning. By that logic, every punching bag at the gym is undefeated." Another said Francis would put Jake in a coma. This is the dumbest call-out ever. The truth is simple. Jake Paul got knocked out, blamed his cardio, and is now targeting someone who would actually hurt him permanently. Paul himself admitted on Impulsive, "It's not that hard to get your ass beat. Francis Ngannou hits harder than Anthony Joshua. Jake barely survived AJ." Do the math. This fight probably won't happen until late 2026 at the earliest. And honestly, for Jake's health, it shouldn't happen at all. Drop a comment. Is Jake Paul delusional, or does he actually have a chance against the Predator?